brother copied everything I did for years until I fed him a lie that changed his life. You know how little brothers are supposed to idolize their older siblings? Connor took it a little further. Actually, he took it a lot further. Like wear the same shirt as me, pretend he liked the same girl as me, and once even faked an allergy just because I had one, kind of further. For 17 years, I basically lived in a hall of mirrors where everything I said, wore, tried, or liked instantly got cloned by the guy who shared a bathroom with me. I got into skateboarding. Connor shows up 2 days later with a brand new board and zero coordination. I started watching anime. He suddenly always loved Naruto, even though he once told me cartoons were for babies. When I started dating Mia, my first ever girlfriend, he slid into her DMs and said he felt a connection. A connection? Bro, you felt the need to be me. It would have been kind of funny if it didn't feel like identity theft with a family discount, but I put up with it for years. Smiled through it, rolled my eyes, brushed it off. Everyone said the same thing. He just looks up to you. Cute, right? Until senior year. That's when he crossed the line from annoying mimic to full-blown parasite. I'd been working on my college application essay for months. It was raw, personal, painful, about my battle with anxiety and how I used journaling and art to find myself. It was the most vulnerable thing I'd ever written. I didn't even let my mom read it. One night, Connor accidentally opened my laptop, and the next week, I found out he'd submitted my exact essay to the exact same college I applied to. He got accepted. I didn't. That was the moment I stopped feeling annoyed and started feeling evil. If Connor wanted to copy my entire personality, then I was going to hand him a blueprint made of lies, delusion, and public humiliation. And I'd sit back and watch him follow it straight off a cliff. Step 1, plant the seed. I started casually talking about a book, except it didn't exist. I called it The Silent Awakening. Said it was this ultra-obscure, life-changing novel only available through a defunct indie publisher in Iceland. Totally unfindable. Completely fake. I said it rewired my brain. That it was about a man who realizes everything in his life is borrowed. His job, his relationships, even his thoughts. So he fakes his own death and reinvents himself in another country. Connor ate it up like a dog with homework. He started asking me deep questions like, do you ever feel like your reflection isn't really you? Or what if we're all just characters in someone else's script? Which, coming from a guy who still sleeps with a lava lamp, was honestly chilling. Then I told him I was going minimalist, getting rid of all material distractions to find mental clarity. Next thing I know, he's selling his Xbox, throwing out his Funko Pops, and donating his entire hoodie collection, which, by the way, he only owned because I wore hoodies first, but it wasn't enough. So I invented a ritual. I said every Friday at 3 a.m., I light a candle, write down a childhood memory, and burn it. Memory cleansing, I called it. He did it for 6 weeks straight. He even burned the photo of him with his ex from Homecoming. Said it was holding him back emotionally. And then came the big lie. I told him I discovered a remote, intentional living community in northern Utah where people go to live off-grid and reprogram their soul. I said I was applying under a new name, Jasper Reese. I came up with that name after seeing a cologne ad and a bag of rice. The next morning, he texted me a screenshot. He'd applied too. Not only that, he got accepted. That's when things spiraled beautifully. He dropped out of college, deleted all social media, wrote a long post titled, Connor is dead, long live Jasper. He moved to Utah, disconnected his phone, started a blog for urban soul rewilding, began making TikToks where he just stares at the camera while rain sounds play and captions say things like silence is a protest. But the best part, he started hosting $1,000 inner self safaris where people pay him to walk barefoot in the forest while talking about the ego's tyranny. And he still thinks I'm doing it too. He emails Jasper Reese once a month with updates. I reply as a fake AI assistant named Sarah, telling him his brother is deep in reprogramming and unable to reply, but sends silent vibrations. My actual life? I'm in graduate school. I play Xbox. I sleep in. I'm thriving. Meanwhile, Jasper, is spending his days meditating in a yurt with a guy named Boulder Dan and selling emotion-neutralizing crystals on Etsy. He copied me so hard, he became a hallucination I made up while eating cereal. And the most ironic part? The Silent Awakening, the book that ruined his life, is just a phrase I saw once on a Pinterest quote board. He wanted to be my shadow. Now he's lost in one.